Welcome to Love My Dub. I just really appreciate the fact that I can do this to be able to help more people help more people. And I really appreciate the fact that you're joining us, whether now or in the future. It's a great opportunity to learn about how you can actually improve your connections, your prospecting, your sales, your revenue, all of the things that go into this. And it's not always easy to understand what needs to take place next. It's not always easy to see the roadmap in front of us. So I want to make sure that you have the tools, solutions, and the strategy to take on this task and grow your business. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to be talking about a little bit about a dub. And I want to talk a little bit about courses versus cohorts and some of the activities that we can produce as a result of learning more about our business. So join us on the inside because we're going to dive into this and talk about it. I'm going to have Rob join us from Dub, and we're going to dive into this and help you understand some of the things that you can do to improve your results. So let's get into this.
Hi, Scott Sullivan here. A lot of you know me as Sully. Dub has doubled my business in the last year. You are about to go on a journey with Russ Johns. Welcome to I Love Dub.
Well, the best thing about Dub is the fact that I can make so many personal contacts with it, and it's so on point.
Why do I love Dub? Let me count the ways. One, because my friend Russ Johns uses it and he knows things.
What is happening? And guess what? We also have Ruben in the room. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. We're going to have some fun today because I really have been thinking about this for 2023 and the idea that we can actually leverage what we know and we can actually position that information in a way that's going to help others. Now, as you know, I love my dub, hashtag love my dub. And Ruben and Rob, I suspect they have the same feelings. Welcome aboard. Ruben, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much, Russ. Rob, great to see you.
And Rob, how are you doing today?
Oh, good as always. Ruben, good to see you as always. Russ, love being on here. So it's great.
You know, we create this show for the benefit of individuals that have not learned about dub yet. We want to bring you into the community, have some fun, enjoy learning and having the opportunity to generate a little bit more visibility, build authority, and actually create some results in your business. So, Ruben, we haven't talked. This is the first time I've been able to chat with you on the show in 2023. So give us an update on what's rolling out for Dub and the Dub crew in 2023. What are your thoughts? What are your recommendations?
Yeah, thank you for the question, and happy 2023. This year has been, so far, it's been tremendous for us with respect to thinking about how we're really changing the way that people communicate. There's a lot of things that we've learned in the last several years, specifically, I think last year, which is that authenticity wins. As Rob always says, personal is the new professional. People want to connect to us as human beings. The problem that we have is that it's getting more and more and more difficult to punch through the noise, to get people to read our emails, to get people to read our text messages, to respond to our phone calls. We're all in sort of a state of, we as consumers, we're all in a state of how do we protect ourselves? How do we stay private? How do we block strangers from getting into our space? some percentage of the people out there are actually very valuable to us, and they are here to help us. But the problem is that if we have a preconceived notion that we shouldn't accept messages from people that we haven't spoken to, then of course it becomes very challenging for people in sales and also marketing professionals. So what we're really trying to do is to figure out how we can put trust in the beginning. The old adage is know, like, and trust, but the fact of the matter is that now trust has to be first. So the whole script is getting changed. We have to start with trust, and then we can finally get to know, and then we can finally get to like, and then hopefully we can get to doing business. So everything is a little bit flipped, but I think the greatest opportunity here is not that people should be thinking about how they can sort of come up with tricks and gimmicks and just ways to get people to click through stuff to get them to respond. It should be, how can we be more authentic? How can we actually convey value? How can we convey social proof to ultimately build trust, and then eventually, hopefully, to know, like, and to eventually convert?
Well, that's an incredibly good point, Ruben, because one of the things that I was listening to an audiobook earlier, and it's about prospecting. And the reality is a lot of people do all of their research online. They have lots of information available to them. They have the ability to choose any number of outcomes that they're looking to accomplish. And it really has to do, like you said, with trust and the opportunity to develop trust in your prospecting, in your process, in your how you show up online, how you show up on social, all of these things. Video is such an incredibly powerful tool that it really makes a difference. And I wanted to jump in and ask Rob how the outcome from video has impacted you in 2022 and what you anticipate in 2023.
Yeah, the first word that comes to mind is connection. We have our 3 C's at Dub, connection, conversations, and conversions. And I think one of the most powerful things about video is when you make a video for someone, you're essentially starting a conversation, a 3D conversation. And I think the one thing we've really tried to put really put some importance on this past year, and we're going to continue to grow on in 2023, is getting the word out about how the numbers, like we live in a very analytical world, sports, which I love, you always have people that say, well, look, the percentages say this, that someone, when they do this, this is the percentage. Ruben and I just recorded a webinar, which we're be releasing soon.
Rob, do you have a different mic? Sorry to cut you off, Rob. Do you have a different mic? You're very staticky.
Yeah, there's some static coming through. Thanks, Ruben.
Maybe it's my new phone not liking my my earbuds. I don't know. I can rejoin on the online.
You might want to just put your earbuds back in your case.
Let's see.
Try it.
Sorry, Rob.
You guys hear me now?
No. Sorry,
No,
Rob.
it's not better.
You should probably rejoin.
Say something
Can you guys
now.
hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? No. Okay. All right, I'm gonna rejoin. You guys keep chatting.
No, actually, now you sound
No,
good.
you actually sound good now.
I'm good? All right.
You're
Everybody
good.
out there, listen to this message. It's super important. So what I'm going to say is engagement, right? What we're doing right now, video. This is way more engaging, me having this fun conversation with you. You can see me, hear me, and you can really connect. The cool thing about asynchronous video sending, which is what we do with Dub, is that you're able to be that message, that 3D message, send it out there to someone, and they have the ability with call to action buttons to respond. So in 2023, it's about understanding 2 things. Video and actionable video are 2 very different things. So a webinar that Ruben and I just recently shot, which we're going to release, is all about understanding the difference between video and actionable video, but also what do the numbers say? We all love analytics and statistics that want to make our points, especially when we're arguing about something. Hey, this study says this. Well, every study across the board says video is one of the most effective ways to communicate in sales and business if you want to really have conversions and connections. So the numbers are out there.
The facts speak volumes. The facts speak volumes. And the fact is, and it continues to remain, I think, very leading and the results are out there. If you're not involved in video, and last week we talked about this, Rob, only 5% of the business owners or individuals are using video. Yeah, less than 5%. So if you are taking ownership of your own future and you're taking responsibility for your outcomes, video is going to play a huge part in that exercise. And one of the things that I love is that you can actually jump on, you can create something simple and introductions to people, individual, you see something and I love Dub, the fact that you can actually bring in a YouTube video and send it to somebody that you want to connect with a call to action in the window itself. And just that subtle touch, that subtle ability to actually make that connection is so important right now in this day and age. And there's so many things that we can do and a lot of noise out there. However, if you get focused and you produce results and you start that conversation out and you continue to grow people into your community and evolve them and bring them together, all of a sudden they get it, they understand, and they trust you because you're continuing to provide value in that equation. So I really think that that's important in 2023, and it's going to continue to grow in importance every single day we work through this process. So Ruben, I want to ask you if there's another element that you've been adding to Dub, and because not everybody's comfortable with video yet. However, that single touch, that call to action, that ability to deliver some amazing results or amazing impact in an email or on social media or in Messenger is still important. So what are some things that are going to be developing a little further in 2023 with Dub?
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that we've been really excited about is, number one, the ability to play videos in Zoom meetings and conferences and, of course, webinars. So I think that this is a really valuable service because think about how much time we spend in Zoom or some sort of a conference where, we're saying the same thing over and over and over again. That's the first problem that we're really solving with this technology. And the second problem that we're solving is that at the end of the day, it's nice with what we say, but it's sometimes better with what they say. And when I say they, I mean our clients, social proof, testimonials. So for anyone in sales, just picture just for a moment, being able to play a video in your Zoom demo, in your Zoom sales meeting, your presentation to a large audience of the most valuable type of content that you possibly can present, which is social proof, visuals, demonstrations, tutorial videos, case study videos. So we encourage everyone to get the Zoom integration so that you can play videos in your meetings. It's extremely valuable. It's a huge time saver. It's a big money maker. That's the first thing. I think.
And if you haven't used it, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just load up your Dub library with every testimonial you can, every demo video, every support video that you possibly can. And if you get a question from someone, just search for it and play it and watch what happens. They'll be bedazzled because you can't always work on the fly and present everything very quickly. You have to be able to go to an existing library. And then I think the second thing is producing your best possible content as well, because if we're just sitting in front of our computer and we want to show something, it's difficult for us to do that, as quick as need be in a Zoom environment. So, speed and quality is definitely the two huge factors in this technology. So encourage people to get the Zoom Dub app within the Zoom marketplace. I think there's another thing that we've been innovating on. Russ, I would love to get your feedback on this, is sometimes you can't record a video. Sometimes the noise is bad. Sometimes you're having a bad hair day. Sometimes you're too shy to be on video. Sometimes the audio video just conditions generally are not conducive for recording video. So what do you do in that capacity? You write. You go back to what works well and you write your story, and then you convert that text to video. So this is the technology that we're building called Vera. And Vera, Rob, let's see if you remember what Vera stands for. Because I have to recollect it, because these acronyms, when you're in business and you're creating
the king of acronyms,
it's
Ruben,
hard to
the
keep
king
up.
of acronyms.
All right, so it's video expressive recording assistant, something closer.
That's it.
Right.
There we go.
That's it. So we always have a lot of fun, naming our technology. This is part of probably one of my funnest parts of the marketing process because, we give it identity. And, we have our Kyra technology as well, which is Communication Artificial Reaction Assistant. And this is just the real-time ability to analyze your speech, your recorded videos to say, are you being empathetic? Are you being persuasive? Are you using too much jargon, slang, even profanity? So, we're starting to sort of build our tech stack. And ironically, a lot of the names end with that Latin classic A, Kyra, Vera. We've got something else that we're working on as well. So stay tuned, but encourage people to use technology to make your lives easier because that is what it's here for. It's not to make our lives more difficult.
Well, and I've actually tested it out. And the first thing that popped into my head after we were talking last week, Rob, was I could imagine somebody recording that, with text using Chat GPT and creating an entire YouTube channel with that, and then leveraging some other additional aspects of it, where you could actually add amazing content on the regular, and then by using that, you can actually share that YouTube link out in future Dubb videos where you're introducing ideas and concepts to individuals that you're working with. And it's almost like a miniature copy of the Zoom feature where you're bringing in a video in the Zoom room while you're on Zoom. And so you could actually do that as a follow-on video using the text feature and the video voice or the voice, and bringing that together in a unique combination. It almost creates a new way of communicating. And I just playing around with that a little bit, it opened my mind to think, what is possible? What can we create? What can we create and what can we produce? And I think it's really important for us to understand. It's like, let's leverage the wow factor in our marketing and outreach in our communications and have fun with it. You guys are the funnest crew that I know. And it's nice to be able to work with people that you enjoy working with. I want to be able to have fun in my day. I want to find joy in the moment, and I want to be able to produce outcomes in the same way that you guys do. So it's really important for us to do that.
Well, I think one of the things that Rob has definitely taught me is that sometimes the more fun you have, the more productive you can be, and the more creative you can be, and the more creative you can be, the more valuable your information, the conveyance of your information becomes. So I think it's so important for people to remember to go back, to that inner child, to that what makes me interesting, what puts me in the 1%. How am I different? What is my 1%? And then lean into that. If it's music, if it's sports, if it's how Boston sports teams are the best on the planet, whatever it is, you just got to lean into that, right, Rob?
I highly recommend that last one. Lean way into it. Lean way into it.
I get that. There could be some inside baseball there.
Well, actually, I realize that I'm a hardcore Red Sox fan since childhood because I just found a hat. Is that their same logo, Rob? Has it changed? I found a hat where I'm probably 11 or 12 years old, and I've got that's the old Red Sox logo, right, Rob?
Yeah, that's the old. It's still the same, but so many sports teams today switch up the colors of their hats, their jerseys. It's all obviously for marketing and sales, but that's the original look. Yeah.
All right, so
the Green Monster is famous. It's
not the Green Monster. The Green Monster.
Is that what it is now?
Monster. No, you say Monster with
Monster.
an accent. No R.
You're wicked smart.
Yeah.
Wicked smart. Well, I want to also touch base on one thing that I am going to be continuing to roll out for the Dubb community. And I love the support that I get from the community. And it doesn't go, I don't go a week without having somebody reach out and say, hey, how do you do this? And with advanced automation and Darius being able to teach on a regular basis every day, it's 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can join in, jump on live, get some questions answered. And I also want to teach automation, advanced automation. If you're looking to do campaigns and you're looking to do this, I'm going to be doing two things. And I wanted to get some feedback from the crew and the community on courses versus cohorts. And it seems like courses have a lower completion rate, and so I'm leaning into cohorts, and I'm kind of wanting to get some feedback on what your experience is and how you look at that in your world as well. So.
Yeah, I think that's such an interesting topic. So I guess the comparison that we're making is cohorts to just communities in general, or
no courses. So if I create a course one by one, you'd take lessons, just like a Udemy or Thinkific or LinkedIn courses.
Okay, so I guess the idea is a cohort is join us for a 12-week program. You're going to have a start
interactive
point.
It's interactive. It's live. People can have conversations and talk with each other and actually get involved and engaged and actually send examples of what are you doing? This is what works for me. How have you tried this? You tried X, Y, and Z. And then as a someone in the cohort and teaching the class, teaching the cohort, I would love to be able to direct these individuals to, make connections, have friendship, and develop outcomes for everybody.
Well, what I'll do to preface my answer to this is I'll give a great Boston quote from a movie, Good Will Hunting, where Matt Damon's character goes to the pompous Ivy League guy. And he says, basically, you're gonna waste $150,000 on a college education that you could have gotten for $1.50 in late fees.
Late charges. And
the reason why I'm saying this is because for me it comes down to one thing and one thing only: accountability.
Yeah.
Do you need collective accountability or do you have individual accountability? Are you self-motivated or do you need a trainer? Are you the type of person that can go work out yourself, or are you the type of person that gets a trainer? And then when you do get that trainer and the trainer is done, do you stop going to the gym? So these really, for me, it starts with self-awareness. There are some things where I have been able to use YouTube to self-educate, and it's probably the equivalent of maybe $30,000 of information, I don't know. One example that comes to mind is music theory. I could have easily gone to music, and I'm not saying I'm an expert at this, but I could have easily gone to a community college, and spent a year there learning music theory and spending money and having to physically get into a car, go on a Zoom, and then be in that collective environment so that I can attain this knowledge. I chose not to do that. I chose to do YouTube and to just, Rick Beato. For anyone that wants to learn music theory, go check out Rick Beato, go check out Jacob Collier, and some other great folks that I can't think of right now. But for me, again, it comes down to, are you motivated? Are you not motivated? And do you need someone to hold you accountable? So my best answer for this, Russ, and I do believe that you're the expert at this, not me, but I believe that if you are going to enter a cohort situation, you can expect to pay more money, but what you're going to get in exchange for that money is to have an expert like Russ Johns that actually holds you accountable, that guides you, that gives you consultation, that becomes your consultant, your trusted advisor. Rob, that's the term that you love to use. And by in making that investment, the chances of your success might be dramatically higher, because we all know what happens when we buy that course on Udemy for $100 slash out $9. We buy it because it's $9, and then we actually never take it, or we start it, we never complete it. Accountability. RussJohns.com.
I want to add one more element to that also, Ruben, and then I'll get Rob's feedback. And one of the things that I've discovered is, especially with advanced topics, is that I go to YouTube and I get 90% of what I'm looking for. And there's a couple of dots that I haven't
Yeah.
been able to connect.
Yeah.
And so a cohort like this, even though it might be an investment, is an accelerator
Yes.
to actually getting the results you're searching for. Because your situation, your unique circumstance, your environment may be unusual to your, even though you're using the same tools and process and circumstance, you have the opportunity to accelerate past the learning curve by having a guide by your side. And that's really what it's about, is the opportunity to say, I need to solve this. I want to solve it fairly quickly. I want to get systematically, and I want the resources available. So if I have a question, I can get an answer.
Yes.
And that's the real goal for my side of the equation in helping the community learn more about the tools, the circumstances, and the situations that you're in, and get out of that and move forward with it. So,
Yeah,
Rob,
so important.
what can you add to that?
Yeah, I would say the main word for me, the difference between course and cohort, is interactive. That's one of the biggest parts of it, is the fact that they have that trusted advisor, you there, right there, every time you're meeting. You have the motivation of the people around you, and you have the motivation of the person teaching you, and be able to ask whatever questions you'd like to ask. Learn concepts from different people. It's like getting into little lab groups, like in school, you're together, you kind of get that togetherness feeling, you get excited for what's coming up. But what Ruben talked about in terms of, you have to know yourself though.
Yeah.
If you learn better by yourself alone, fine. But the thing with cohorts and courses is, as we start to get into technology, Ruben and I talk about AI all the time. Like, listen, it's gimmicky unless it's interactive, right? So if there's an AI version of Russ and there's a course out there, and every single possible question could be loaded into the AI Russ, and he's interacting with the person taking the course, well, then you got something there as far as that. So until that happens, if I had to pick one, I'd say go cohort and sign up with Russ. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you, Rob. I really appreciate that. And speaking of YouTube, I just want to remind everybody that in the link down below, youtube.com/Dub app is where you can go for the Rev Show and all of the amazing content that these guys share. So go over there, hang out, check it out, subscribe, like, share it out, and make sure that you have the opportunity to learn a little bit about not only Dub, but about sales, prospect, how to look at life, and so many different topics. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys put energy and effort into that, because I really do appreciate all the work that you guys do. So any last words for 2023 going into it, Rob?
Educate, educate, educate. That's what we want to do. We want to educate as many people and businesses as we can on the fact that they need to be using video, because it is clearly the winner in terms of connecting, conversating, and converting. It's that simple.
Awesome. Ruben?
Yeah, Russ, I just wanted to, give my full endorsement to you, and recommend that everyone, go to your website, russjohns.com, fill out the form, and get in touch with you. I absolutely love how your communication and your correspondence is so human. Whenever I make introductions to someone, you always send a personalized video, and not only do I get to feel like you sort of accepted and received that, but also the person that I refer you to knows that that's the person I'm going to be working with. And then what I hear back is, wow, that was amazing. What a cool thing that Russ just did. I can't wait to talk to him. So I just want to encourage everyone to be more like Russ, to be human, to be vulnerable, to be willing to put your inner child out there and to make connections with people, and ultimately, do what Rob talks about, which is to educate, and then of course what he does best, and Russ too, which is to entertain.
Well, we have fun here, and I just really appreciate the fact that we can get together once a week, every Wednesday at 12:15 Pacific Standard Time, and actually share a few ideas about, what's going on in the world around us, what we're feeling, what we see, what we hear, what we know. And also, join us every week as we go through this process, and we talk about different subjects. We talk about different topics, and it's always a great conversation. So thank you both for joining here today. And thank you, everyone. If you're listening to this in the future, love to hear your feedback, love to communicate, catch up. Join me on LinkedIn. If you want to book a call, you can always go to bookruss.com as well. So with that, thank you guys. Appreciate you and look forward to next steps in the adventure of 2023.
See you guys. Educate, entertain, and elevate.
Love it. Love it.